Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the countdown block in WordPress Kadence. This is part of a series of videos taking a look at Kadence's blocks one by one. So to get started, let's open up a brand new blank page to look at this block on its own. There's a couple ways to do that. If you're on the front end of your website, if this is your home page or anywhere else, you'll have this top toolbar. Hover over New and click on Page. Alternatively, if you're on your dashboard, head over to your left-hand sidebar down to Pages and click on Add Page. Before we move any further, let's go ahead and do some housekeeping things. If this right-hand sidebar isn't here, just click on this button beside Publish. This is where all of the settings for us to toggle and configure for the block will appear. Next, let's give our page a title. Just to keep things organized for later on. And last but not least, let's add the block itself. There's this blue button on the top left corner called the Block Insert. Click on that, and you can either search for the block or scroll down and find it. But since Kadence is right on top of the list for us, all we have to do is either click on it or drag and drop it into our workspace. Okay, now we can go ahead and click on this, and we have our details. Now you can see that we have a few options here. And we have Evergreen, which is a pro add-on, and just the normal date. So let's just play with this. And currently, the time that we set here is the countdown when we want it to end. So we want this to end at 12:01, or yeah, let's have it at 12:01. For May 1st, 2025. The time today is obviously a day and 9 hours before the 1st of May. And you can see here, if we select a different day, we get different, it automatically just adjusts for us. And, well, that's why we want this block, don't we? And the action on expire is what happens after. We can hide it, replace it with content, or redirect. But unfortunately, these are all pro add-ons. So once the counter is at 0, you'll have to manually change the content yourself. So we'll just leave it at that, and we'll probably have videos on these once we get enough views on this video if you guys are interested. But right now, we'll just leave it at show timer at 0. And for the layout, we can change the alignment. We can change the layout from block like this. We can also add dividers. We can enable double digits. We can put say X and then Y. How long until oops. And then we can change it from this or this. And we also have our responsive options here to see how it looks like on desktop, tablet, and mobile. It's very handy. And we can also change the days. Display the days unit, which turns our days, 11 days here, into 273 hours. We can also hide the hours. And we can also hide our minutes. And you can see that those 11 and such days are actually, is actually what? 986,000 seconds. So we can just enable these, and we have our further options here, and we can change what days are. So let's just, dia, hora, minuto, segundo. And you can just change it according to your language. And this is something that's really handy. It doesn't come in with all languages. It doesn't come in with most of the other countdown blocks that we've seen so far, that you can change the labels for the days, minutes, and seconds. So that's very handy. If you want to do it like Japanese style, you can probably put in the kanji over there or something like that. So we'll keep it at that. And next we have our style. We can change our background color for each of these blocks. We can change the border color, and then we can put border radius. We can put the border width, right? For each one of these, we can change the radius. We can put padding on these as well. For the numbers, we can change it to something else. We can change the font size for the numbers. We can change the font type. We can change letter spacing. For the label, it's just the same thing. We can change the color to something bright like that. And, oops, where are we? Here we go. We can change the font family and make it bigger. Probably keep it on large. And then for the pre-text and post-text, we can also change the sizing and the font type. So I'll just keep it on that, and that's about it for these settings. And under advanced, we have padding and margins and our container color, which we can change to something else. We can also change our border color for this, and we can put a border on this as well. Probably 3 for all sides. Okay. And then visibility settings, we can hide this on desktop, tablet, and or mobile. We can set this as our default block if you wanted to keep the formatting and style. And last but not least, we have HTML anchor and additional CSS classes if you need to use those. So let's go ahead and click on publish and take a look at our finished product on the live site. With that done saving, let's go ahead and click on view live page. And here is our countdown block on, from Kadence. So if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Show this kind of video to other nerds like us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.